What up, y'all? It's TTAR, and today we're looking at y'all's ideas and theories for Pokemon Legends. Yay, let's go. If you want to submit some, it's this email here. Riddler Koo said ILCA is out. So TTAR, I noticed people thinking we might get an ILCA game. I'm writing this after I watched your video about if we're getting a game this year. However, I saw this reply from Koo and then they linked something that Koo said recently. Yeah, this is the general consensus right now, and it was something I was talking about too, that it's such an easy task to just give ILCA the Pee-wee game to make, and it floods money into Pokemon. But obviously I made that recent video kind of going against that and saying that I think Game Freak would take the reins even on a Pee-wee game and instead have ILCA working with them, and that would be a smarter direction. But yeah, let's see this tweet. So someone asks Koo, so ILCA not doing anything for late 2024, right? And Koo says ILCA was out long before. How ominous. Koo, they got, what happened to them? Game Freak deleted them off the map. Okay, so solely based off this, it would sound like ILCA is kicked out. So kind of what we were saying in my video, except not ILCA under the Game Freak reigns, just a B team Game Freak straight up, the way they did Ultra Sun and Moon. But here's the thing, right? You see, because Koo controls sometimes, there's something you gotta do. Whenever you're looking at Koo's tweets, is you've got to think yourself. At least this is how I do things, right? I always try to figure out what I'm thinking, regardless of what's laid out in front of me. So here's two things we're going to talk about with Koo. One, he does get legit information from his source. But two, he is an omniscient. And what that means is the information he gets could be early stage information. The information can be stuff that's incomplete, stuff that's scrapped, or stuff he's just assuming based off other context he's gotten. I can prove here that sometimes Koo doesn't know the full picture, or is at least pulling us along on a journey he's also discovering. Like for example, in the early Scarlet and Violet days, he was teasing something along the lines of RFs and teasing one for Diglett, but he didn't know much about Diglett back then. He thought that was a Diglett regional variant. He didn't even know the existence of something like regional fakes. So then he changed his meaning to RFs into regional fakes. On the surface, it makes sense, right? If ILCA made the exact same thing as BDSP for Unova, and people started to get the notion that, okay, ILCA made games are not as good, and the sales of ILCA Pokemon games start to go down, they'd be very bad for Pokemon's brand. But the way I see this is, even if BDSP has a negative reputation, a bigger loss for Pokemon would be firing ILCA straight up. It's what I was saying in my other video. The biggest investment was teaching and training ILCA. It wasn't just to make a Pee-wee game without needing Game Freak to use its resources. It was to train ILCA. And so after one bad game, if they kicked out ILCA, to me that sounds stupid on Pokemon's end, because there's nothing more valuable than ILCA, who just made a whole ass Pokemon game. What Pokemon needs to do now is have them on a second Pokemon game working and getting their experience up more and more. So this tweet from Koo confuses me, because there's no shot Pokemon is that stupid to just say you're gone, ILCA. And honestly, ILCA could be gone. You never know, things happen. But especially since Koo trolls sometimes, I don't know exactly how to see what he's saying here. But it is interesting, right? He said, so ILCA not doing anything for late 2024, right? He didn't say nothing is coming in late 2024. He just said it wasn't ILCA. Let's go to the comments. Oh, they really got rid of them after that disaster of BDSP, huh? LOL, ILCA got fired with that disaster. No, I'm not. Y'all know what I'm mad at right now. Oh yes, browse Twitter for the one opinion repeated 8 times with the exact same wording. Glad to hear ILCA is out. That was a mess, LOL. Alright, y'all. We have to think about something, okay? I'm not here to defend ILCA. I'm here to defend logic. ILCA is not the same thing as chibi graphics. What do you really hate about BDSP? Okay, there were a couple glitches, and it's the chibi graphics. You don't actually hate the content of the game aside from that. You love that they boosted the difficulty, made stuff go to level 80, F the distortion room. I didn't even play that far, if I'm honest. I don't think I beat BDSP. What you hate is the overall product that ILCA delivered. But what if you gave ILCA a different product to make? I can't freaking stand the internet. People's opinions are spoken with such confidence. Okay, look, first off, ILCA has had experience, a bunch of years. They're working with Pokemon. They made Pokemon Home. Then after BDSP, these freaking dudes made One Piece Odyssey, a game that did not score 1 out of 10. Look at the graphics of this game. You guys are stupid. I joked around on ILCA as a meme that, oh, we're gonna get the Pee-wee games, Unova, Deep Black and Vast White by ILCA. But ILCA does not equate to chibi graphics in a bad game. They developed this whole game. You can get an actual sick Pokemon, and people might even start to say, wait, these fruity graphics kind of look better than some Game Freak games. It's like if your assignment is to draw a scribble, and you draw a scribble, and people think you're ass. No, they told me to do that. Think, y'all, think. Stop reading things online. I'm sorry, what if you gave ILCA Let's Go styled graphics to work with? What if BDSP was actually in those slight chibi graphics? This is what I'm talking about, right? You don't just fire ILCA after giving them the experience of solely developing a whole Pokemon game with Masuda supervising them. That's like a training arc. Like an anime training arc. Masuda just trained a whole team. This is exactly what the point of the Ultra Sun and Moon stuff I was saying was. I know the consensus is people don't like ILCA, but you gotta think. What they were doing with Ultra Sun and Moon was training the younger staff of Game Freak. That's why they split the team in two. This is pretty much the exact same situation. They wanted to train someone for something. You know, it could be to make their own game, but also to assist Game Freak. If Game Freak, for some reason, they are close-knit, they don't seem to hand off small assignments to different outside studios to make a super beautiful game. They seem to want to do everything themselves, as far as I can tell. And I can't say they're wrong for that because Pokemon sells like 5 times better than every PS5 game. Let me give y'all some advice, okay? 2 things. This is why I hate the internet. If you meet someone in person, assume they know something you don't and you have something to learn from them, okay? Always assume the best in them. If you meet someone online and you see a tweet or anything, assume they are stupid. Because we're wired as humans to believe the trust and confidence that you see in random tweets and opinions and comments, but people are stupid does not describe it. They're not even like thinking. Like, yeah, we want ILCA fired. That'll show them ruining Pokemon. Does that even make sense? Why do y'all think I make videos with a blindfold on pretty much? You'll see me mention this like once every 2 months on a video, but I get no benefit from going online. All I do is enjoy sharing my thoughts and then wearing my blindfold and living my life without seeing anything online. Because I feel so stupid when I go to Twitter. And now the rest of your email. I know Ku's a troll, so this could mean nothing, but I was wondering what you thought about this. Is ILCA really done with Pokemon? That's my answer to this. Ku seems to say ILCA is out, and if ILCA is really out, I think Pokemon is stupid. Also, Masuda was supervising BDSP, so there's no shot Pokemon was surprised at BDSP's final product. And yeah, it's always risky with my rants, but you'll see the stupid nature of the internet yourself when in like 2 months, suddenly everyone has the same opinion as me. Well, ILCA maybe isn't that bad. Think about it, guys. Y'all punching down on a game that was intentionally made to be a cheap rehash. Because remakes work in the modern day. That's why all the game companies are doing it. They don't care to revamp Diamond and Pearl because they don't need to. Their goal was to make a faithful remake. I'm not saying I like the whole situation, but nobody seems to understand this. Anyhow, y'all let me know your thoughts. My rant took out the whole video, so I'll see you on the next one. Take care.